Hi, let's talk about crescent lunge. So just for the purposes of today, Brittany's just going to take a foot and step back into her crescent lunge. There are all sorts of different ways that you will see us coming into crescent lunge during a class. In your crescent lunge, your feet are about hip width apart. It's a little hard to see on Brittany right now, but just notice if you feel really off balance in your crescent lunge, is your back foot directly behind your front foot as though you were walking on a tightrope? Or are they a little bit wider apart, giving you a wider base for stability? Working from the ground up, your bottom heel back heel, is high up off of the floor. This gives you some room to bend this back knee. As the back knee bends, the tailbone can now be heavy down towards the floor. Alternatively, if we were to straighten out that front leg, then what can often happen is this deep bend in the back, in the lumbar spine, which we really want to have the tailbone and the pelvis in a neutral position rather than in that deep bend. The front knee is bent towards the toes. There is no reason that you have to be as far bent into this as possible. It's not true that the lower you go, the more successful you are. So be in a place where your body can stay and breathe. The abdomen is a little bit engaged. Arms are usually reaching up, and if you're reaching up through your arms, the side body is lengthening, thinking about lifting this rib cage up and lifting through the armpits to stretch through the fingertips. You can take a little back bend in a crescent lunge. If you were to do that, the abdomen stays engaged, shoulder blades start to draw together, and you're beginning to reach behind you. Notice that Brittany's chin stays pretty tucked in towards her chest. A back bend in a crescent lunge is always optional, although sometimes it is called in class. The last thing you can do in crescent lunge, if your teacher is making you hold here forever, like I am Brittany, is you're always allowed to drop your back knee. You'll notice that if you do that, the whole torso stays the same. The pelvis is still neutral down towards the floor, but now you've taken some of the urgency out of the pose so that maybe you can breathe a little bit better and more deeply. Right? Enjoy.